Ready?
Hi, I'm Jen.
I'm Mike.
And what we're going to do is we're going to practice kind of the next little step with the footwork. Okay, we're going to add the footwork to your single hand Chi Sau. Okay, so this is kind of like the next step, but there's a lot of things that you need to practice and be aware of while you're doing this. Okay, so we already know as far as your stance goes. Can you see my feet? Okay, so when you're stepping, you want to pretend like you're a skater, right? Like I'm skating, right? Okay. See my front foot, I open, then the other foot slides up. This is the triangle footwork, right? Open and slide up. Okay. All right. Same thing if I step backwards, right? Okay, backwards. My knees still feeling like they want to be in, right? You don't want it to be like this. Okay, this way. Right? So this has to be comfortable. See? Out, 45-degree angles. No. Okay? Then back, and then I turn this foot in. I step back, and then my front foot, I turn it in. Okay? So that I'm always in this triangle, what do they call it? Pigeon-toed stance. Pigeon-toed stance, right? Okay? So this you have to practice on your own, okay? So once you understand the footwork, okay, then you're going to add it to your single hand Dan Chi, right? Dan Chi Sau. So we covered already is, you know, this part. All the little things you have to practice, right? Is getting that forward intent, feeling your partner's forward intent, right? And then practicing this part so that I'm always attached. My body frame is always attached to Mike, and I'm always feeling his weight here at the point of contact. And Mike's going to punch, okay? Then I'm going to, again, we never lose this forward intent towards each other, right? So it's going to be back and forth. So okay, we got this part, right? Now, the next part is the step. So I'm in Tan Sau. So from here, when I turn the wrist, I'm going to do this step. Okay? Now you notice my back, my shoulder, heel, hip and heel. Okay? It has to be straight, right? I'm facing Mike. Okay? And you notice how Mike, he stepped back to alleviate the pressure that I'm giving him. Okay? If I step in and Mike doesn't stay there, if Mike doesn't step back and I step forward, right, then he gets crowded. See? He gets really crowded. Okay? So he has to kind of get rid of that pressure. So here he feels like my pressure is becoming too much. So he takes care of the pressure with that step. But he's also in that heel, hip, shoulder, straight alignment. Okay? Right? Now from here, we're like this. I'm not losing this intent. Right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be like this. Right? Here. Right? Now from here, Mike is going to step forward and he's going to punch. See? Now you notice I have to alleviate his pressure. Right? When we do this. Right? And then from here, now we're going to square up. But when we square up, you cannot relax and go like this. Okay? Or you're going to get hit because his intent, right? As soon as if I go like this and I relax, yeah, Mike doesn't feel anything, he's going to go in. His pressure is still here, right? It's like a rubber band, and as soon as you give it that rubber band space, bam, it's going to snap. Okay, so from here, I'm going to step in with my Tan Sau hand. I'm going to palm strike with a step. I'm going to monitor his arm. Mike's going to step forward, punch. I absorb his step with my own footwork. Okay? And then from here, we're just going to square up without losing the intent. Okay, see this? And we're going to square up. And now we start all over again. I step, Mike's going to punch, and then square up. Now, I don't want it to be robotic. What do I mean? If it starts, yeah, right? Do the robot. Okay, so what do I mean by robotic? Okay? It's not, don't think of it like just like a drill that you're going to do where the feet, like I step in and Mike steps back the same distance. Then he steps in and I step back the same distance. Then from here, now we square up. Okay? And then same thing, right? Back. And then see? It's not like that. This drill, even though our feet are moving, okay? This has nothing to do with how far do I step or how much do I need to step back or forward. Your feet are not in charge. Okay? They're not in charge. What's in charge? It's this feel here, this sensitivity here. My body, Mike's body, right? Okay? So if right here we're attached, now Mike doesn't know how much I'm going to step in. Okay? In other words, it goes back to one of the footwork drills that we showed, where we practice this medium angle. Dan Chi Sau, Mike. Okay? One fist away, right? His elbow. This angle, 70-degree angle. Okay? So Mike's going to have a good angle here. Right? Now, Mike, I'm gonna push against Mike's arm or pull against Mike's arm. Okay? Mike doesn't know how much pressure I'm going to give. Okay? So if I push, I just push a little bit. See, he only moves a little bit. I didn't tell him how you have to move 3 inches. Your feet have to move. He doesn't know. Okay? If I push a little bit, he moves back a little bit. If I pull a little bit, he moves back a little bit. See, I pull a little bit. See? I'm just pulling him towards me or away from me. See? Like this. All Mike's doing is trying to maintain his alignment. Okay? If Mike puts 1 foot in front and 1 foot in back, same. Okay? He has to listen to my energy. See? Yeah? Yeah. See? He has to listen to my pull or my push. He can't dictate what his feet are going to do. Okay? If I pull I pull really hard, Mike doesn't know. But as long as he keeps his alignment, see? Right? Yeah, see, he doesn't know. If it becomes too much, right, he can step with the other foot all the way forward. Yeah, see that? Okay? Or step back with that foot. Yeah. See? Now, Mike doesn't know. I'm trying to keep you in frame. Right? Right? He doesn't know. Right? So we showed this in another video, how to play like that. Mike's just trying to maintain his angle. Okay?
Trying.
Trying, yeah. Not too bad, all right? So what you don't want is he pulls, Mike pulls, see, I'm like this, and then he pushes, and I'm like this. No, I have no alignment. I have no structure. Okay? So, how does that apply to our drill now? It's the same. Your feet are not in charge. It's the pressure here where we touch. If I go in with my palm strike, if I go in a little bit, he goes, see? He only steps a little bit. Right? If Mike punches a little, or steps in with a punch, but only steps a little bit, see? I make the right adjustment because of the feel. I want to maintain this feel, this connection. And we drop. Okay? Good. Huh? If I go in deep, then, yeah, see, Mike wants to step back, see? He wants to clear that distance. In other words, it's the pressure against his elbow. His elbow says, emergency, emergency, because it doesn't want to touch his body. So it tells him to move. Okay? So from here, that's neutral. Okay? So from here, I step, see? Mike steps, see? And it all depends on how much pressure am I giving Mike? How much? Huh? I don't step. He doesn't need to step. That's it. Okay. See, Mike's trying to step, so I have to eat that pressure. Right? Then we drop. See? if I don't move and I go in, but then Mike punches, but then I step with a bong saw, see, you understand? You have to relieve that pressure. If he goes away and loses attachment, right, then we'll get into what to do next, but the goal of this drill is to never lose that, feel like you're losing this connection here, okay? And again, you don't want to try to regain that connection by leaning. Yeah, it's really no good now. How do I regain that connection, right? Just get back, see, move my whole structure in. Get that attachment, stick your body in there, and now drop again. So we never lose this. Okay? Yeah, there you go. You make it a little game. Okay? So then of course you have to practice both sides, right? And don't be afraid. You have to always step with this one foot. If I do Dan Chi Sau, I have to step with this foot. Yeah, no, I mean not all the time. Okay? Right? Sometimes, you know, he comes in, right? And he instead of me going first, he tries to come in. And so I have to see, I step with now I'm opposite. This here though is, this touch here, that's the most important thing. My structure, that's the most important thing. Right? I'm listening to Mike. My feet only job is to help me maintain my structure and maintain this connection with his arms. Right? Again, what's in charge? It's the feel. The feel is in charge. Your elbow is in charge. Right? Your feet are not in charge. Okay? So practice that drill. Practice both sides. Play with it a little bit and really start to understand that moving structure, okay? So that you're always strong, you're always rooted to the ground, and you're always moving with your entire body and not just punching with your arms and defending with your arms, right? Okay? This is nothing. Your shoulders, right? You don't want to train yourself that way, okay? So practice. And a lot of you guys have come up with, a lot of interesting questions, but you guys are starting to understand. This is a concept-based martial art. This has nothing to do with technique, right? I still have not shown you guys any technique setups, like combinations. I haven't taught you anything, right? Because there are none. Because your combinations they come out of adhering to the concept. Okay? I don't want you guys to be so caught up in like Mike punches and then I go like this and then I punch and then he does that. Then if he does that, then I do this. Then if I do that, then I do this, right? And I do that, and then I do this and I punch, right? And then he does that. Yeah. It becomes like a kung fu movie where they choreograph stuff, right? Okay, it looks good, but it only looks good because we're helping each other do it. Right? But this art is not like that. The Wing Chun is concept-based. I don't know what technique I'm going to do, what movement I'm going to do, because I don't know what my partner or my opponent is going to do. That's it. Okay? So, and another thing that you guys are also learning is that the more I teach you a concept, the more questions come up. You want to ask more questions. And it's very difficult for me to try to answer everyone's questions. But what I can do is, I always tell you, is always adhere to the concept. If you're doing Wing Chun, but you're contradicting yourself by not adhering to the concept, right? If you're not adhering to the concepts all the time, then how can you be doing Wing Chun? It can't be Wing Chun because Wing Chun is based solely on adhering to the concept, right? Going straight, sticking to your opponent, things like that. Okay? So this drill will help you understand. And again, you're going to ask, it's going to bring out more questions. And that's okay, because you guys are realizing, I always say, simple does not mean easy. I show you something simple, doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It's simple means you're going to try to figure it out, and it's going to bring up more problems and more questions, and you're going to want those questions answered. But you just got to keep going, keep practicing. Eventually, if you keep adhering to it, eventually down the road, you're going to pick it up. You're going to get it. Okay? And you're going to answer your own questions. And that's what I want for all you guys. Right? I don't want to have to always tell you, do this, do that, do this. No, you're going to figure it out. And that's the great thing about it, is that I know eventually you practice right, you guys will get it. All of you guys will get it. Okay? So thank you very much. And this is our first HD. We bought, through your donations and stuff, we bought an HD camera. So this will be the first video in HD.
Got some wearing makeup.
I know, we're gonna start blush and get the sweat off my eyebrows, right? Do my hair.
Cameraman sucks.
So thank you very much. I appreciate all the donations. I mean, some guys, they only donate $2. Hey, that's fine. That's okay. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. That's fine. So people can't afford it, and they're clicking the ads. That's how they pay. That's how they help out. That's fine too. Some people they pay a lot, or they pay monthly, like Dallas, right? He pays every month, right? He makes a donation. That shows me his commitment, right? And that's awesome, So these donations, I've also taken the donations and upgraded the website. So it has. It's much easier now to find the videos and to find them in sequence. You don't have to always go back. You can. It's right there for you guys. It's categorized. So we had the programmers update the coding to make it easier for you guys, right? And then down the road we'll make even more changes, right? And more features and stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we will see you soon.